Hello and welcome to the finals of the Dualset 2021 here against hsypsx. I try to throw some of the older sets in with the new ones just because I don't really want to play two old ones. So my pick is certainly not, my set picks are certainly not strategic in any sense. I don't even think you really can be strategic, but I tend to pick my sets just on not wanting there to be two old sets in a game. But that's about it. And then the sets I kind of like. Anyway, we have this is typical of prosperity games, which is that there's not a lot to buy at the lower costs. Uses their 4 to get a black cat, which I think is not unreasonable given the eventual deck. He'll surely pair it with a silver. It's not clear to me that it's like better than silver though, because it does. Anyway, I mean, it's not like an unreasonable buy, but not by any stretch. There's Way of the Sheep also, which probably mitigates that to some degree. You know what, I'm gonna copy. It seems reasonable enough. I guess I'm gonna take, they spend their first 5 on a barge, which I don't think is correct. I mean, not that it's terrible or anything, but unless there's something I'm missing here. I mean, obviously you can get to King's Court if you duration your barge, but there's some cost in the meantime. To what you can hit. Some chance I have King's Court in the next hand, but I'm almost thinking just to do a destrier. I mean, if you, okay, they don't have, they may have barge, whatever, collision. Destrier is a bit funny, but kind of nice still. Get a talisman, which is reasonable, but not super exciting to me. Now, if you draw this hand, it looks quite a bit more exciting. Because you're gonna get, that's kind of a bonkers hand to draw actually, off the shuffle, but whatever. It's not impossible, of course. But I guess you get 2 horses. I mean, your destriers won't, well, one of them will come with a horse, maybe, maybe not. I mean, you can do Workers' Village. You don't have to do the destriers. Yeah, if you fresh draw this, that's gonna be rough to compete on. So the options here. We need that workers village, so we gotta do this. Guess we could have. We have a. Fortunately, they have a bunch of horses in this hand, unless they just bottom deck them. This is not functional. We needed something. I mean, we needed to have an actual turn. There was a lot of draws where we could have had one. Now, of course, there's no trashing, so you draw hands like this, but. I mean, if you don't hit livery, talisman, workers village together off the barge hand, I don't think I'm in a bad shape at all. I was gonna say, I think you just take buy from that, surely. But with this, I think after that, well, I mean, that hand plus this dud, it makes it pretty unworkable. I would have probably in their position duration the barge. Just sort of on the back of making sure that you have a turn next turn, but if you didn't have the talisman in hand, then you needed to draw up, so that's fair in that case, but I would probably go for a second livery and then just livery King's Court and then the rest of the destriers. Maybe you take another set of workers' villages, but that doesn't seem necessary. Don't know exactly what the money will be at when they're done sheeping stuff. But anyway, the workers' villages are nice because they come with a horse, so I don't like the second talisman. I mean, it's just trying to pile quicker, but you don't need it. You don't actually need it to pile. So I wouldn't have gotten it. Like, they'll be able to pile this turn, but I think maybe they don't quite have enough money for that, but they did get a second King's Court, didn't they? They weren't able to pair King's Court, which neither was I. Second Talisman did certainly seem greedy to me. But this is obviously weird order. Like, I mean, you can play it in this order. They probably had plenty extra, but 8 and then 16. Yeah, this just wins. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. Obviously, even if I have a turn, I mean, I'm gonna have to score some there. If I don't have a full dud. Whether I score enough that they're not still putting pressure. I'm not sure that that's in the cards. We get a very basic kingdom. A little bit. No buy. I mean, you can get some labs, maybe get a bandit. I guess it's not totally unreasonable to pick up a crypt at some point. I'm not really sure how you play this one. I don't know that the cobblers are worth it. But you could certainly do a little bit with them. This is a very good shuffle for me. I'm a bit you can get the changelings, right? But I think it probably doesn't work out for you. The idea would be to get labs, but I don't know. And gold also can buy you labs and then later on buy you provinces, so that's pretty appealing. This is still a buy province game. I don't think it's unreasonable. I mean, if you get very lucky with your crypt and lab stuff, it can be pretty good for you, but I don't know if seller is worth it or not. I mean, I do plan on having labs, so maybe, but that was a brutal flip, not of attacking, but just not getting to do that stuff. I guess I still have my I don't know what way gives me the so now the conclave's on top is fine. I was see if I didn't bottom deck conclave, then I could trash another card. So that was the motivation behind that particular choice. Now I don't want to zombie spy away the guess I'm willing to try a crypt. This would have been a good I guess what I maybe should have done. Well, there are a few different things I could have done. May end up apprenticing here. I probably should have kept the cellar. Not sure. Between those two wasn't super clear to me this time, but it seems fine. Pretty good crypt, all told. That wasn't such a good hit. Well, I don't need the conclave anymore, so we might as well try and find the militia. How bad of a shuffle is this? Probably worth playing the militia. Not super clear, but maybe get another crypt. I was trying to get a crypt. That was my Maybe it would have been better to do coppers. I don't know. I didn't even know they had played a band or bought a bandit. Still take this. Okay. That was a very good turn. No. Whether it'll work out exactly how we want, I don't know. There's a bunch of labs in here now. There's still 2 in there. We should be good. This is a bad enough turn. We're gonna conclave, or, well, I shouldn't speak too soon, but still, it's sufficiently. It's not a really good crypt. Are there any sellers in here yet? There's something to be said for there was something to be said for apprenticing there, but there's still 3 labs. Well, we gotta draw the crypt. Oh, 3. Well, I guess we'll take the 2 golds. Just in case there's a nightmare draw. I don't even know if there's actually enough stop cards to make it. Well, we don't have to take... We can take silver off this one. We did get the nightmare draw, so it's a good thing we did it. And we just take a couple golds and just have them in deck. Not really enough. I mean, we could even stop at the end of this shuffle and just buy bronze here. There's more we could do, but that one bandit flip was brutal. It was pretty funny. There's some scepter stuff you can do. A bit tricky. Can open Sears Masquerade. There's a lot of things you can open here, actually. It's like Patron Mask or Sewer's Mask. Probably. I guess the question with the Masquerade is like, how often are you on your mask play? I mean, what do you... If you're just buying a 4, you may have the hands to do it. To trash 2. If you don't care about buying a 5. Go up to 6 cards. It's certainly possible. The other things are fine too. Hopefully Mastodon bottom deck. Here it's not super clear to me that you do Inventor yet. So you don't have to have a bunch of Inventors. You need a bunch of Scepters. You only need like 1 Inventor, maybe 2. I mean, you can have multiple. There's still some advantage to having more Inventors, but the Scepters are pretty considerably more powerful. In general. Oh, they drew their inventor. Okay. I was so confused. You know, you don't get to use both your cubes very often, so be it. Or, you know, take the chance. So be it's not really the word. I will need acting troupe at some point, probably. You do have better gain and play for sure. Maybe that you just need to build that type of deck. I can believe it. I mean, if you find your scholars, I mean, if you have the villagers and you find your scholar, then that should just work. But how many of the commerce are trashed? Next hand's really bad. For me, I'm probably gonna need to play Mask with this scepter. Just to have a shot of drawing some draw. Right. Otherwise, we're just a little bit stuck on this next hand. If we had the cargo ship in hand, we could gain a scholar. Like if we had cargo ship instead of one of the inventors, that would be a fair bit better, but now we're at least giving I mean, it's not like great odds, but we're giving ourselves something to draw out of. Potentially anyway. Do we need another acting troupe? Well, okay, we didn't get there. this should be pretty much game. I mean, they could have a not drawing hand, but obviously my outs were pretty few and far between. I didn't have, I was only just seeing 2 cards, so I needed to see Masquerade or Scholar to have better hand. It was just a bunch of coppers in the bottom. So this is not odd or unlikely or unlucky for me particularly. Do we only draw 1 intrigue card? Masquerade, that's right. They must have some sort of, they're either counting actions or they just don't have draw in hand and they're just kind of figuring out gains. They may be counting actions. They may even be checking that, well, no, pile out is going to be impossible at this point, but I guess Scepter Scholar, there's not like an auto piling thing, though there is some like chaining you can do with Scepter, Scholar, and Inventor if you have enough of them. I don't think that they can pile out this turn, but maybe. Maybe. But there's a little bit of, like, if you have, let's say you have, I don't know, 3 scepters in hand, you could gain scepters with inventors for a couple of them and then play 1 as a scholar and draw those up and play them. So you can chain them a little bit. The more scepters in hand you have at the beginning of that phase, the more extra gains you can get off of it. So with this being a full dud, I suspect, I mean, even if they've sort of dudded here, I suspect they'll be able to pile out on their turn. Or get close to it anyway. Would be my guess. Because they're going to have scholars in hand on that turn. I don't know what they're... If they're burning villagers to do it, I don't know then that they'll have it. That's a little harder to say. Because they have no villagers. This is even a little greedy. If I had a draw, I don't know if I would say probably definitely not a pile out, but I don't have enough gains to at base, but it kind of feels like they're going to be exposed to some sequencing issues on their reshuffle if they don't find acting troops in the right amount. But I suppose we'll just play it and see. This is interesting. I could take the inventor, which is going to help well, I don't know. 1 inventor is really changing whether they can pile out or not. Doesn't seem likely that it is. To me. They can also score a bunch, too. They could have bottom decked their acting troupe, I think. I don't think they had 2 in there. There are 3 somewhere. I have one of them. They might have 2. So if they bottom deck their acting troupe, they just simply don't do anything next turn. I may have to pass them something. Which I guess will just be the cargo ship. Alright, they did have the acting troupe in hand, so they'll probably make it through here. Do a win. There's still like draws. They can fail to find certain things. I believe, but still fail to find certain amounts of draw. There's probably a decent amount of scoring they can do. I only barely have enough like, true gains to pile out, so I don't think I'll probably get to I don't think I'm really in the realm of a pile out. They might be. Well, if they lower stuff, maybe. Yeah, there's just no way I'm gonna have the chained actions to pile, but So they did bottom deck draw again. I wonder if they go for the gain or if they just take. Well, you can gain another scepter, would be pretty good. Probably. They buy a duchy. Hmm. So the question for me will be, I guess I should figure out how many inventors I actually have. Not a lot. Gained another inventor. This was my first inventor, right? Then I gained another one. Okay, so these I have two. I just have the 3 inventors. Okay, so 3 inventors gaining 3 scepters. And then give me 4 scepters. I could quad province duchy. Well, except it doesn't really work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. I don't have enough. I can't gain the scepters. I have 1 scepter. I could gain 2 scepters. I could gain 2 scepters and probably draw them. I think I have to pass me something for Masquerade too. That only give me 3 scepters. So that's not so exciting. Maybe I should have saved this too. So it's not like we can get a bunch of provinces here. I probably should have. I mean, I still have to add the scepters. At least some. Like, that's not really negotiable. Though it probably means they just pile out. Almost certainly. We always have these coppers. I can lower the scepters a bunch more. Like, I can go scepter. I can gain scepter, scepter. I can draw them. But that's not that good. And then I could draw even another one still. but that's still not. I guess it can get me more I guess I could quad province. Just don't know that quad province helps me that much. That is the issue. And then we just make the lowering even easier for them. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. Most likely they just can empty provinces, to be honest. I could have gotten... No. No. Like I said, I could have quadded province, but that's gonna lose. Don't even know if buying anything here really helps that much. I probably should have trashed a copper. I guess they can still run into action issues potentially. They didn't, but they were just doing a toss of the deck. I mean, there's still potentially drawn. There are a lot of ways the hand could be stopped. I don't know that they're especially likely, but they took those scepters very quickly, which would suggest they just see a path to win, but they've got to score the points too. Oh, they don't want to trash the copper. Can just give them a patron. I probably could have passed the scholar as well. I guess I should have passed the scholar. I don't know. It feels like they have enough action that doesn't really stop them. Maybe it should have been. They're just going for the province out. Which was, I don't think it mattered. I think passing scholar still loses. Lol. What's good? What's good? We can do adventures. Okay. No travelers. It looks like probably a bridge troll thing. 3-4 would probably be a little nicer. I think it's reasonable to put your plan token on like bridge troll or something, but I think it's also reasonable just not to buy plan right now, or maybe never. I mean, actions are not an issue here, though you still have to get them. Yeah, I mean, obviously this shuffle is pretty rough for me. There's not really... Well, it worked out okay in the end. It worked out fine-ish. I don't even know if we'll ever do Lost Arts. To be totally honest. Well, we can't do a double plan. Do a lot of buys. It's always gonna be a thing here. That's not ideal. I mean, ideal would have been to draw bridge troll here, of course. But so be it. I don't really like that many coins. I don't know what it's doing for you exactly. Not at this point anyway. It seems to hurt this next shuffle, I guess, is what I'm thinking. I don't know, maybe they needed it. I guess they don't have a bunch of other action stuff to choose from. We're like obviously gonna 3-pile here. And probably they seem a little ahead in that. You don't, I mean, Rangers are fine. They can guide on this next hand, which may be a little junky. Well, they've got a storyteller in there. Not sure about the second bridge troll. But now I'm not sure. This is sort of awkward. There is another, but I need a coin, don't I? Well, it's that or native villages, I guess. Unfortunately, that doesn't get us to... Well, they didn't play any bridge trolls, okay. Huh, well that does change the dynamic a bit. We have to save a coin. There's no options. There's no options there. Well, it's that or buy Storyteller, I guess. I guess we could have called coin and bought Storyteller, but we still wouldn't have been able to buy a Bridge Troll. I don't know that I needed that coin, but okay. So we're gonna have to do some card counting shortly. Some gain counting, rather. I don't think they can just like slam the Rangers here. Well, I don't have money, so that certainly won't happen. But they do have Rangers in this next hand, and probably... Do they have 5 Bridge Trolls? I don't know that I still don't know that they'll get around and really draw everything. Maybe. So they're to 6, plus maybe 2 Rangers. 6, 7, 8 buys. So they're not far from the threat of that. So can't really buy anything. I have 8 buys as well. So they can't lower coin here. Not that they necessarily would even want to for deck composition reasons either, but they can buy guides or whatever. Yeah, okay, so they're looking at a silver, which is reasonable kind of thing to be thinking about. For sure. This may just be... Well, we want to play everything, so... Do we want to play the cut purse is a question. I thought I had enough. I guess I didn't even have enough to play everything. So that's going to be a problem. Because we've got to play a Bridge Troll. Apparently I'm just bad at keeping track of actions. So this time we have a little more. My count was that they were at 5, 6, 7, 8 gains. They're 9 in the piles right now, so we can lower one of those safely. Even 2 if we province. The issue will just be that our money isn't going to be that good. One of multiple issues, truly. So then they're going to have to green. The question is just, I guess they've probably trashed a lot more than me. Maybe not a lot more. We may be even on that. I can still get plausible duchy threat. Really plausible duchy threat. The guides are safe, right? They're not really interacting with anything right now. Don't know that the native village does anything for me. We'll see how this goes. This is kind of annoying, right? It's like, do you guide this hand? You may not get back around to the bazaars. You're still seeing 3. It's not much worse than seeing 5. They didn't find any storytellers, okay. Three isn't usually worse than seeing 5, but you don't get a chance to, I mean, it's a little worse. It could take 7 duchies, I suppose. I don't know how safe that is. Well, 6 duchies anyway. I'm gonna need the bazaars. What is the... Well, how many actions am I even trying to play? I need the bazaars, so I need their money. I think I'm short draw now, actually. I think I have to bottom deck certain things. because I didn't native village, because I didn't set something aside with native village, I think now I'm technically short of just plain draw to even get through the deck, so. Maybe we could guide this on the under the premise that we're going to yeah, we're probably just super in trouble because they got the storytellers too coming down. Lowered the Rangers though, which changes the. I mean, they're gonna have to score some if they do that. That's interesting because now it's just not even really guaranteed that they can get back around to. They have the storytellers, but they just may not even end up playing many bridge trolls next turn. I mean, they may play one, but. So I have 9 buys now. So I can not win this turn. So given that, I think I'll just play this way. Cannot win this turn. So there's no particular reason. I'm just going to need them to have a kind of a sufficiently weak drawing turn, I guess. While I green a little bit. Just mainly with the hope that they don't find well, I guess I did have enough draw. Well, I mean, I need to get this stuff down anyway. This isn't great. I do enough for the losing pylon, I guess. I could empty the duchies myself. What does 6 duchies province put me at? 18, 24, 25. They would need double province. The other option is to score a little bit and hope they don't have and I guess I can go even higher. Well, if I lower duchies, then they also have a province or a bridge troll estate pile out. Well, no, that doesn't score enough points. I mean, it does if they get the province as well, I suppose. The hope that they just don't have enough money. And I can max that as well. Max points as well. Is that easier or harder? I can't figure out if killing getting additional states makes it easier or harder for them. Well, they're going to have a bunch of free estates anyway. Just whether they can... Yeah, so I think we take them. We take... And then they have to get to double province. If I don't take them, then they don't have to get to double province. Don't know if I take the second one. That one probably doesn't matter. So I still need double province to pass me. And then yeah, it's just all in double province. The rest, if they have enough to double province, then they're gonna have enough for the buys. I think. It looks like they're getting there just on the back of this. If they have... Oh, they don't have... Okay. They don't have enough money in deck. I have win in hand. No, I don't. But I can probably get there. I probably should have taken the ranger. I'm gonna guide this hand even though it has a ranger. Try and find some of those bazaars or a bridge troll. A bridge troll with any money wins. We'll just guide till we see bridge troll or I guess enough money plus a ranger also does it. But you need $2 in hand with the ranger. No, you need a lot more than that. So yeah, you just have to search for a bridge troll. I mean, in theory, like enough bazaars and rangers can do it without bridge trolls, but I do wish I had bought that ranger. Oh wait, the coin is at the same level. Yeah, I guess $2 and a buy is sufficient. You don't even need to buy. I guess I mean when I say $2, I mean $3. Anyway, I just need to buy in $3, I guess. So I'll have 4 buys already. I don't need to buy. I don't know why I keep. I'm just being stupid. So we have 4 buys, but we needed. This is enough money, right? We do 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 buys. We just need $2. We're gonna run out of fun sets. Not really, but if it does go the distance, we've got a messy board and keep. This is funny. Let's see if he opens with the super keep humble castle. I don't think it's unreasonable here. I wonder if I do a wedding. I don't know how good the castles are. I mean, IGG is probably... Haggler is probably quite good. And to that end, you kind of question taking debt. I, of course, missed the Haggler, so now I'm willing to take the debt. If I'd hit 5 here, it would have been awesome, but that's okay. I guess it's not super clear to me still. The guy GG seems totally fine. I think I'll probably still buy a Haggler. That was a very good draw for them to hit the I mean, that's just simply a very good draw. I think I'll take a second haggler. There's something, I'm gonna totally lose track of the, this is annoying. They're probably winning here, especially with this. They're getting golds with theirs, so that's gonna make it look pretty different. So right now they have gold and IGG. Then you start going like gold cash, I guess. The haggler collision was brutal, but so be it. I may just take cash here. They've already won the IGG split. I guess IGG split is also gonna give you the probably the copper split later on. That's the issue there. Guess I can check. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They even have 6. I may have miscounted one, but they have at least 5. They're also probably pretty far ahead on the golds. So the question is, can we empty the duchies in time? Or alternatively do something with the crumbling castles or something. They're gonna catch me on the coppers. I would have to imagine. The gold is like 2 to 4. I mean, I can threaten the gold, but my best chance is probably duchies. We need to do the silver stuff. I have to check the silver too. I have a silver. I have 2 silvers. I guess I got a silver when I did the other haggle thing. I have 3, so it's 3 to 2 on silver. I don't know if I'll stay ahead on the coppers. Seems extremely unlikely. guess the issue on the cache is that they just take it away whenever. Man, this sucks. I don't know if this went. Like, if I had one cat, I would score 5, right? He's basically just banking on me not having 4. Which super sucks. Like, or on me not having 5. Like, I would just win. I'm surprised they bought that. Like, that's gotta be wrong. What are the odds of me not having 4? I mean, don't they Dutchy dance there? Nah, I don't know. It seems not correct. Cause yeah, if I take the cash there, I just win. They just going on me not having 4 there. Let's just go ahead and say Dark Ages then. We're gonna have a I'm still mad about that. I think they can buy duchies safely, and then it's like a duchy dance. But to take it there, unless you know I have 4, seems so bad to me. Because I think they have the advantage of like point ahead of in like even like silvers later on or something. Because of, well, maybe not, but this is pretty bad for 5-2. Since you'd really like to open with Hermit. I mean, Hermit Squire is still a reasonable opening anyway, so it's not a big deal. Now, if you don't draw your Hermit, then you're a little sadder. Or your Squire, then you're a little sadder. Or if I take 2 Squires or not. I think Familiar is still worth going for. If I don't draw Hermit, then I'm in trouble. You can't write this. This is... You can't write these shuffles. Or you can't even design these shuffles. Just nothing doing. Oh well. I don't even know what to do now, because this is that's impossible to play from. I just think I'm completely lost. not really sure what it looks like from here. I mean, you can try some. I mean, I can try Fiatum thing. It is gonna pile kind of quickly. Potentially. Just look at this. This is. I don't even know what I'm doing. Just not uncommon. What was... I have not yet drawn Hermit with the Squire in the discard already. That's the issue. Well, part of the issues. I don't know that we'll get the... Beatum's gone. And I guess I could have gained one there. The familiar. We'll try it. I don't know if it'll ever work out, but... I guess the piles are just gonna be gone. They're not quite to like piling up. Not a million miles away from it either. Maybe they actually are piling out right now. No. If my two madmen weren't in the discard, I would have a little bit of threat. But not a lot. This is gonna, I mean, I'll get a shuffle. If I can get to the shuffle with the madmen, I'm gonna sort of have a... something happening, I guess. Not a lot, but something. The curses are just gonna run. I wonder if it's worth getting the additional card here versus the curse trashing at this point. They don't have any madmen, that's something. Wonder if I should just take province. They're really pushing the piles, which seems a little dangerous to me, but needed madmen in the front here really badly. Needed like 2. This is unfortunate. They probably have their catacombs. Fortunately, this will very likely be it. They just need like squire. Well, they would still need the... this may give me the win. Except I draw that. Okay. Oh. Still, they don't have a huge amount going for them here. I mean, they don't necessarily have province kinds of stuff. Well, this should just win. Yeah. They were too aggressive there. On the pile out. Actually, a lot of their stuff was sort of weird. I don't know. I don't think so. What have we not done? Just guilds? It's quite a doozy of a board. I guess your choices are to like try to get butcher first, 5-2 would be quite playable. Oh yeah, we have we have this thing. Baker token. So you could do, I mean, you could try like Butcher Hamlet. I feel like the remake's worth it. It's not super clear to me. I mean, the estate targets are not great. I think I'm gonna skip Silver opening. I'm trying to think if you just do Hamlet or Plaza though. Or yeah, Hamlet. No, if you don't draw them, well, then it doesn't work. Okay. Don't know here. Prizes are quite playable here, actually. I'm gonna draw. So I can do this. Well. Oh yeah. Okay. I guess that's a question. Do we go for getting up to 5? It puts 3 stop cards. Oh, it puts 2 stop cards on the deck. Otherwise, this is just gonna be like. Oh, I still can buy 5. What am I thinking? I don't have to get a Plaza off this. I mean, the other option is to do remake and get a little thinner. They're gonna have money. If they find the remake here, they'll be in good shape. I mean, if I find Journeyman, I'm still in a playable shape, but they didn't. Well, maybe they're trashing the copper. They're just going thin. It's interesting. Okay, so they're all in on gain and play basically. Which is totally reasonable here. I can get up to a silver, which isn't really that exciting. I can also just take and save. Or I can go to Hamlet. So it would be like Horn Journeyman. I mean, they've got a real deck. It's quite a bit different from mine, but very real. I guess we might as well give ourselves a chance of top decking a Hamlet. Because we are going to play on here. I think it's too important to get everything. So the question here is whether we just go. We could even go double Journeyman, since we'll have enough to boost a copper into a horn the next turn. And then we can go up to that then. This picks is thin. If I have a Journeyman in the top two, then I'm still playing here. Otherwise, maybe a bit dicey. I don't know, can they draw that? So I can play two horns this time. I can also empty the Journeyman. Well, I can't quite empty them, but can get pretty close to it. What else do I have? 1, 2, 3. I guess I did that wrong. I should have done horn. I should have drawn the 2 horns this time and then. But I have to draw the horn now. I really need to. It would be way cooler to have the. Yeah, I kind of messed that up. I think it probably cost me like $1 guaranteed. That would have been good actually to have plaza instead of silver, most likely. We gotta name copper. We gotta get the horn. Okay. We could have been buying plaza instead. We could have been going by plaza, getting journeyman horn or getting 2 journeyman. But we can still get up there with the butcher play. Bit worried about where exactly they're at after this, but as far as pilouts, but their remakes are gone, so that not a ton. Guess the other question is getting to province threat. Which they're not really at. I draw, I can get there on my turn. This isn't too bad. So they're up to 4 horns. And butcher 5, 6, 7. They can chain one of them to 7 gains. Okay. Pile but no points for them. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. But every time I lower horn, I have to get. Yeah, this is the problem. Guess we can hope they fail to draw, though. Of course, they're way cleaner. I don't know if we can get Butcher or get Soothsayer. That would change the calculus a bit. The point would too. How much overdraw do I have? We can still play 4 more terminals. Oh, this is so annoying. Where does this leave us? 1, 2, 3. We're at 7. So Soothsayer would make the horns enough. Future Soothsayer. This may be wrong. Okay. I think I missed a card draw at least one by doing this way, but we can guarantee drawing. Well, we don't need the buy, but we can get it. Okay. So now I have to think. They have 7 gains. I can't province. I would suggest I can't even lower the horns. But I do need to get into 3 pile threat. Be funny if my Soothsayers would rescue him. Has no money. Only has 1, They do have a plaza, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 uniques. So I don't think they can province. Even like not with butchering something into Warren to chain. I may be able to take a horn if I buy duchy. And I'll be up to 3. I guess there's also like prize nonsense that you can consider doing. I wonder what 2 province, 2 hops looks. Well, I can't do that. I wonder what gain province by hop here looks like. Do they win off? Then they'd have 2 loose. They may be able to swing that. If I buy this horn, if I go province horn, I guess I'm not counting their Hamlet stuff either, which adds buys, of course, though they don't really have the money to use it on these. But they could buy like a estate or something, I guess is the problem. So this probably still loses. Certainly this loses. Unless he's done it. Because this is like too much of the draw. I mean, this is the nature of my deck, right? I'm playing the more draw but less trashing deck, so I'm exposing myself to these kinds of shuffles. That's just how it goes. There's not really like, that's just what happens. I obviously have tons of villages, but when you're playing with 9 treasures or whatever, 9 or 10 treasures, then these hands will happen. Unfortunate way to see it end, but and maybe they find a pile out on their turn, to be honest, but Do we split the hamlets in the end or what? How many do I have? Yeah. They don't really have, I guess, a lot of fuel for turning things, butchering things into horns, so I maybe shouldn't have played around that quite so much. They don't really have an expensive card left in their deck. That they can just spare to convert into horn necessarily. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I mean, they can still dud on their turn as well, so we'll play it out. I mean, we have to play the journeyman to draw because we're gonna have to get a shuffle. Otherwise we're completely toast. I don't know that there's really anything to name. I mean, we can still name copper. And if we draw the gold, we'll be able to gain a plaza, I suppose, or a tournament. I don't know that they have the draw to make it all happen. To make make any sort of pile out happen. I don't know exactly what they can do or not do here. You can net a few coffers. Unfortunately, this was with the villages becomes a very playable hand. And the hsypsx doesn't really have a huge amount of threat. This is not a super exciting turn. Now, I wouldn't have been able to win. I don't believe. Well, I'm at 3 horns. I would have been able to get to 4. I would have needed $10. So, sort of questionable, but. I don't think CSM helps us. Silver is maybe okay. Silver might be playable. What can you do? We should screenshot this. I won't be salty. Well, I am salty, of course, but oh well. This is certainly very, very flukish to do it twice. But maybe they can just put it away on their turn. With the between the two butchers and such. They never really added a lot of draw, but obviously they didn't want to lower it that turn. But having seen their turn play out, I feel like I really was in a winnable spot, because even if I can't pile off what they do, I can quad province. Maybe 5, which looks quite strong. Probably not 5, but I do wonder if there was a point where I can put in a remake and the deck still looks roughly the same for me. Quad province is maybe not good enough, but 5 would have been. Definitely did have some misplays though, as far as the journeyman and the discard choices and the play order there. So some things I made for myself. Now I didn't have control of the hands. But obviously they have like way over 8 uniques now. Pretty easily. Well, just right at it, but anyway, they have 8 uniques, so they can do. I have 3, they have 4 horns. They may just go for. Wait, I guess they just have 3. Bummer. Even this hand seems still totally workable potentially workable for me. Maybe they'll have it dead. Yeah, and remake is a little weird. I would think you would just do plazas, but it was pretty nonsense draws. What happens? Now they're getting prizes, I guess. I don't like the end of this turn at all, really. I don't really think it's very good, but I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's fine. I don't really love losing the Hamlet, but we have like 6 Hamlets down in here. Well, I mean, we don't have 6 Hamlets in deck, but well, I can province so that they at least have to score some point, or duchy, I guess, so they at least have to score a little bit. I mean, I'm not sure what the playing for dud looks like for me. I mean, it really has to be like a full dud. And I'm still not going to get around to... I'm not going to get to the shuffle. It's just going to be cantrip some Hamlets and do nothing. I mean, they did full dud, but they aren't going to full dud again. And I'm not going to see any cards on the shuffle, I don't think. There might be enough cantrips down here that I see one, but... Which does make it look like the play was Journeyman, if we're going to see one. But also we're going to shuffle this without any of the villages. In theory, we should be discarding coppers at least a little bit. But basically, it's just not going to work. It should have been a Journeyman, though, not a duchy. I'm pretty sure. Maybe that we'll just keep having trash hands, though. I don't know what's left here. We can't really play the Soothsayer because we need them to dud. But I don't think they drew any of their... I don't think they missed any of their Journeymans. Let me go look and see what the Hamlet situation was across the 2 turns. I drew 1 Hamlet, so there were 4 down in the bottom, so there's still 1 down in here. So we will see 1 card on the reshuffle if we want to. It's just a shuffle with none of the villages in there. I don't know what's more likely, that kind of miracle or them dudding. I don't know how to play that. That's the question for me. Because we will see 1 off the top, which means we in theory can draw quite a bit, but what is the gamble? Unfortunately, man, this was such a trash draw. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. There's a Plaza in the discard and 1 Hamlet. Let's go for it. I guess if I'm wrong, if it turns out I'm wrong about this last card being Hamlet, then I'll be able to reset to whatever, but how many actions do we need? There's another... Probably need these actions if we're going for a miracle. Yeah, so now it's just going to happen again. Assume they take Steed. I mean, they could still bottom deck the Journeyman. They did not. That'll be GG. I think with this steed, this will surely be sufficient gains, but I guess we can have them play it or make them play it out. We could have got a duchy with one of the horn there and given him a curse, but like what would that wouldn't have done anything. Wouldn't have done enough. I did have to go for the Hail Mary. Now, I don't think there was actually... I think it would have required essentially a stack deck for the triggered shuffle to pan out for me. I don't think there was really a way to do it. Anyway. Oh, before I forget, because this is the last one, thanks a bunch to Assemble Me and Munster for running the tournament. It was a lot of fun. And I appreciate them for doing that. I mean, they may never hear that, but... Send that out into the void. It may be that they don't have a pile out still. They just have to take lower. I mean, they can mill a province probably, and then gain 3 or so, and then the point differential just becomes kind of too much. But probably there's a finish. Maybe it's a little hard to draw the horns to do gain and play, maybe the issue. But even if you can like buy 2 plazas, do they play all their hamlets already? They still have a hamlet, so they can still get buy from hamlet, and then surely they can like buy 2 plazas, empty horns or journeyman, something like that. Which was me making it a little bit easier for them to pile out, maybe even making it possible where it might not have been otherwise possible, but they didn't have another hamlet, so they weren't going out yet. Yeah, this is sad because I do feel like I was in a position after I got the Soothsayer to threaten the provinces better, and then if I score some points, then it can become quite difficult. But yeah, here they can just score a little bit and it should be fine. Since I just basically did nothing on my turn. I think it's technically possible with stacked shuffles to we just got to keep doing this. I mean, I know I made this one. This one is not really a this one is not the game doing anything bad to me, but this is literally all the journeymen. That part is sort of incredible. I guess I shouldn't have made the shuffle, because they didn't really do so much on their turn that I couldn't have had some threat if I hadn't put all of my villagers out of the shuffle. I just assumed they would do enough to kind of put it away. But that was just not correct on my part to assume that would happen. Clearly, because they just have had I've literally dudded 3 turns in a row and they still haven't ended the game or put it fully out of reach. So I guess either overestimated their deck or overestimated what they would do with their deck. I don't know. It's hard to say without playing the hands myself. But I mean, I've had literally 3 full duds. Which has just got to be enough to win. I mean, and it is here, but I mean, to be won before. But I think if they had, I guess they had a semi-dud, but anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a good rest of your night, and I will see you all later.